Hey guys, it's Zach, Leoffels, FFL Southeast, Agent Force, Coastal, and Mountain East. The reason why I give you my lineage is because everybody above me has helped me out and helped push me to be the person that I am today, and I owe them all a big debt of gratitude, and that's Athena, John Whitmore, Mike Killerman. I don't know where I would be without you guys. A lot of these trainings, I've been noticing that people have been just really teaching on the X and O's of the insurance. But there's so much more to this business than just the X's and O's and going out to see clients and things like that, that I think that I really neglected myself. And I've been going through a major transformation personally that I would just like to share with all you guys. Maybe so you don't do what I do and do what I've done in the past, and that is neglect my mind. I think that your biggest asset in this business is not how many leads you have. It is your maintenance that you need to keep within to keep your head right. Listen, we are our own worst enemy. Like, I am enemy number one to myself. I know all my shortcomings. I can beat myself up. I'm harder on myself than anybody else is, okay? So whenever you don't maintain that healthy relationship with yourself and feeding your mind, you always end up at the same place. And unfortunately for me, over the last couple of months, that I have ended up back at ground zero. I had to hit rock bottom, both from a mental standpoint and a financial standpoint, in order to start working on myself and bettering myself. So, about a month and a half, just to be totally transparent with everybody, I should have been out of business. Thank God that Athena helped me out. And I owe her a very big debt of gratitude for believing in me, which she's always done. I should have been out of business from a financial standpoint. Mentally, I was probably in the worst negative place that I've ever been. It really got bad, and I just simply wasn't doing the maintenance to keep myself up. So from the financial standpoint, that I had gotten to the place to where, I thought that I could outwork any situation. You hear that on these trainings. Hey, you can outwork any situation. Hey, you can outwork any situation. And if you can have all the leads in the world, and if you've got a terrible attitude and you've got a terrible mindset, then that's all for naught. Because you go out and you can have all the activity, you can have 50 appointments a week, and if you got a terrible attitude, you're not going to sell anybody, and you're not going to help anybody, because your attitude stinks. Like, if you're not doing the things that keeps you mentally sharp and in the game, you let every little thing get to you. Like, you start listening to negative people. Like, I personally, I don't talk to anybody about the business that is not in the business, unless they're asking me questions about the business because they are maybe thinking about coming in and jumping in with me to the business. So I don't talk to people that have been collecting a check for the last 20 years about how to run my business. They don't know how this works, and they're negative. Like, I can point out to you every single negative thing about me because I live with myself every single day. I don't need to hear it from somebody else that's been collecting a check from somebody else making their dreams come true and not doing it for their family. So I don't talk to people about the business that are not in the business. They have no insight to me unless they've been a business owner for themselves. I listen to those people with a grain of salt because they don't know this business. So number one thing that you got to do is you got to cut out those negative people and stop listening to them, because what it does for them is whenever they see you fail, and hey, It's going to be some of the people that say, you know what, I'm so proud of you. You're your own business owner. Man, I wish I could do that. But you know what? Those people are going behind your back telling their spouse, you know what? They're going to fail. There's no way they could do it. Why? Because they can't do it. And it makes them uncomfortable that you're out doing something, that you believe in yourself enough to bet on yourself because they never have, because they've collected a check, because they've worked for somebody else, because they made some other man's rich and put another man's children through school. But you didn't do nothing for yourself except collect a check because it was comfortable. And they wouldn't bet on themselves. So there's no way that you could succeed at doing something like this because they couldn't do it. And that makes them uncomfortable. And then you start listening to those people and you start believing them. Man, maybe this isn't for me. Man, look, I'm in a bad position. Man, look, instead of looking within yourself and trying to figure out how to fix yourself because you're the reason that you're in the position that you're in. Instead of blaming the leads and blaming the people and blaming the insurance carriers and blaming, I mean, we can blame everybody, you know? But we don't look within ourselves to really find the answer to what's really going on. You know, like I've done a lot of soul searching in the last 2 months. And, you know, you might not see it right now in my team numbers or my personal numbers, but there's some major growth going on within inside of me right now. I've been reading every single day, 30 minutes, been doing affirmations every single day, you know, and I think, and you know, and I've heard other people say it, you know, and John and Athena have trying to be getting me to read for the last 5 years, but I'm stubborn as a dang rock, you know, like if that's just the way I am. I want to do it my own way. And you know what? I'd had success in this business without reading. So why should I read? Why should I work on myself? I've had success. I've been successful at this. It's all me. It's not the process. It's not other people are doing it, but I don't have to do it because I'm somehow better than them. You know, Athena would always be like, Zach, what makes you better than everybody else? You know, everybody's doing it that's having success. They're all reading every day. They're all doing affirmations. Like, why are you any better than any of them? You think Paul McLean doesn't read every day? Do you think John Whitmore doesn't do affirmations? Like, why do you think you're better? Why do you think you can just go out and do it? And I've always been like, oh man, you know what? I'll just work myself out of this position. I'll just get more leads. Hey, I need more leads. Hey, I need more leads. Hey, I need more leads. I need more leads. Leads is my problem. It's not Zach that's my problem. It's I don't have leads. I don't have enough leads to go see people. That's my problem. Well, that's bullcrap. Because this last, like Saturday, I went out on 5 appointments, wrote $8,000. All 3 appointments. The leads were my problem, not Zach. I wasn't the problem. You know? I wasn't being accountable to myself or my family. It's a whole lot easier to look outward and see what the problem is out there than it is to look inward and see what the problem is right here. You know, sometimes, and a lot of us, I think, need to look in the mirror. You know, and if you've been in this business, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because everybody that doesn't do the maintenance for themselves to keep their mind straight and to keep their confidence up ends up right here where I'm at, and talking to you from this point of view. You know, it's taken me 5 years to fight this process in order to finally get to a point to where I have to throw my hands up and go, hey man, what am I doing? Bro, what are you doing? You know, like you're missing sales that you should get. You're blaming everything. You're super negative. You're talking to negative people about negative things. You're putting negative things in, listening to the news all the time. You know, like through this whole process, I've been listening to the news every night on my way home because I got it on satellite radio, putting all that negativity in. Not doing any positivity, nothing positive for myself, no affirmations, no reading, no talking to myself. Like, see, the thing that you got to realize is what comes out of this mouth, you hear twice. You hear it internally and you hear it externally. So everything that I say has a greater impact on me than it has on anybody else. So whenever I talk to other agents and I talk to them, I'm talking to myself every single time. Because these are all conversations that I need to have within myself, but like to hear it come out. And that's why affirmations work so good, because you hear it twice. You know, like I've really learned that you could speak things to existence. You know, like things that you want in your life, you could speak those into your life. Excuse me. But you know, if you don't take the time daily, and this is not something that you can just pick up and put down, you know, like you just can't do this whenever you feel like doing it. You have to do this every single day. This is daily maintenance to keep your business going. You know, to keep you in the game, to keep you sharp, to keep your bank account where it needs to be. To keep everything, because I mean, like, yeah, I can sit here and talk to you about all the X's and O's in the world. And like I said, if you go out on 50 appointments and you got a terrible attitude, you're going to have terrible results. Attitude and activity is everything. But notice they go together. Nobody's ever said, hey, activity's everything. Because guess what? It's not. You can go on 50 appointments and go door knocking and call every single second, work 7 days a week, and still be broke, and still not be helping families, and still be missing sales, because you're not doing the things that you need to do to maintain your mental stability. And your attitude probably stinks too, because you're not doing those things. And after you miss sales, your attitude goes down. And then you get on the hamster wheel of, oh, sale after sale that I should be getting that I'm missing. Why am I getting these? Golly, these leads suck. This is a bad batch. Those people are idiots. Oh, they're not showing up. Oh, this, that, and the other. Guess whose fault that is? It's yours. It's not those people. Never was. But I fell into that trap. I'm not proud to say it, but you know what? Sometimes you got to hit rock bottom, because there ain't nowhere but up to go from here. You know, and like Lindsay sees a big difference in me since I've started reading and I've started doing affirmations. And she's seen my dedication to it every morning, waking up at 5 o'clock. By the time she wakes up, I've already read, or she wakes up and I'm reading, and she sees that. You know, I can tell a huge difference in myself. Things just roll off my back now that a month ago I would be cussing somebody out about and calling and complaining. You know, I'm working on, because I won't say that I don't, but I'm working on not repeating the things that have happened during the day that are bad, like no-shows. Because once you speak that, you're speaking that into existence. And then what you get is more no-shows. This business can be such a lonely business too, because like we got a lot of time that we sit in the car and we drive from appointment to appointment. And if we're not listening to training, or we've got time that if we're in a bad place mentally, we can really drive it and dig down and get to a really dark place real quick. You know, then if you're talking to negative people on top of that are telling you, hey, you know, it doesn't work. What are you doing? Get a job. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Why do you think you can do this? Why? There's no money to be made. They're taking your money. You're spending all your money on leads. Like, I've heard all that. All of it. You know, those people aren't around whenever you're bankrolling. You don't hear from them. You know, like, I know my own shortcomings. I don't need to hear them from somebody else. I don't need to hear somebody else putting more doubt in my mind. And they will put it right in there. They will plant that seed if you're not doing the things that you need to do to keep yourself dialed in and working on yourself mentally. They will plant that deadly seed that will kill your business. And then you will be right there with them, working for some other dude, putting his kids through private school, making his dreams come true. You know, like, I heard something where they say that people, they die at 23 and just wait till 70 to get buried. You know, because like people settle into a job that they hate and they don't work on themselves. They don't grow. They're not reading books. They're not listening to audios. They're not doing affirmations every day. But these are the people that we let breathe life into our minds. These are the people that we communicate with. Like, you really got to be very, very protective over who you let breathe life into your life. Because if they're blowing fire in there, it's going to burn you down. I've had to cut out a lot of people in my life, you know? And I'm kind of going back around and recutting off people and stop talking to people as much. You know, family members. I mean, everybody's dealing with something, you know, like, look, I've got some crazy stuff going on with my family, you know, but I can't put mental energy into that anymore, because my job is to take care of my son and my wife. It's not to take care of my family. Like, they're my family. That's my responsibility first. And then if there's anything left after that, then I can give that mental energy to somebody else. I'd much rather give it to my agents and look out for their family, because they're doing the things that they need to be doing. My family is not. My family is stuck in a perpetual bad state because they keep doing the same thing over and over. Kind of like what I was doing whenever I kept doing the same thing over and over and not doing the things that I needed to be doing, but I thought it was me and I could work myself out of it. Activity is going to get me out of it. Activity, door knock more. You know, call longer, call more people. You know, that all works if you got a good attitude, you know, and you're not beating yourself down and you don't have other people beating you down. I don't know, man. It's just, I just feel like I just needed to share this with everybody, because I do feel that everybody has been in this position, you know, and if you haven't been in this position, you might find yourself. I don't want to say that you will find yourself in this position, but if you don't do the things that you need to do to keep yourself mentally strong, then you will definitely end up in this position. And it sucks. It sucks to be broke, to know that you're not taking advantage of the opportunity that has been laid before you. Like, to watch Grayson just come into this thing and absolutely crush it has been very eye-opening for me, because he has just came in and just totally embraced the opportunity that he's had. And like, it's kind of like I've gotten fat and happy over here and had some success and rested my laurels on the success that I've had in the past that doesn't do anything for me today. Because I was successful in the past doesn't put food on my table today. You know, because I've squandered and not taken advantage of the opportunity that I've got today, that is before me today, that I go and rest my head on what I've done in the past. You know, and I've had to wake up and become, you know, very accountable to myself and to my family. You know, that, hey, the past is in the past, Jack. We all start off at 0 on Thursdays every single week for a reason, because last week doesn't matter. How good or how bad it was last week don't mean nothing this week. You can't rest your head on past successes. That's the poison that'll kill your business. And you also got to really work on yourself. I encourage everybody to watch what you say. Like, the words you speak are so very powerful, and the outcome of the life that you want. You know, you could either speak things into your life that's going to be positive, or you can speak things that are going to be negative into your life. So what are you going to speak? What are you going to do to change and to really, up your game and take care of your mental state? I hope y'all don't think I'm preaching at you, but these are all things that I've had to have. I've had this conversation with myself, very, very recently. So this is all very fresh with me, and I am very passionate about it because this is my life. This is how I feed my family. Like I said, I'm going through a big transformation within myself. I just wanted to be transparent and share it with somebody else. Maybe somebody else is in that same position that I was in a couple months ago. And I'm still working myself out of that position, to be quite honest. And if you are in that same position, and don't think just because you start reading and doing affirmations that it's going to fix what's been wrong, overnight, because hey man, how long have you not been doing and neglecting yourself? And why would you think that just because you do it 4 or 5 times that it's going to fix it? It's taken 5 years for me not doing something to get to where I'm at now. So I would be a fool to think that me doing it a month and a half now, that it's going to totally fix my position. But I'm making those strides and I'm making that attempt in order to better myself. And hey, it is what it is. And I am who I am. Just old stubborn country boy. It takes a little while and to get through to, but you know what, I finally started making the changes and really giving myself a chance to win. And hey, if I help one person through my transparency, then this is well worth it. So guys, take care of your most important asset, which is your mind. Be very vigilant on what you say, what you say out loud. Speak the right things into your life. Let the right people into your life. If they're not positive, get them out. Don't talk to people about the business don't take business advice from people that are not in the business. Talk to people that are above you, that can breathe life into your business, not breathe death. But yeah, man, I think that's all I got. I just want to thank you so much. Without you, like I said, I wouldn't be in business. John Whitmore, I'm finally reading, bro. Only 5 years later. Sean, thank you for everything you do. Mike, you the man. All right, guys. Peace.